guys. Miss Braun.
Miss Cantrell.
And we are here to tell you about a few classroom procedures and the rules that we have in both of our classrooms. Because if you haven't figured it out yet, we are co-teaching this year. We're team teaching. And basically what that means is we are delivering the arts instruction to you together. You will see some videos from me, some videos from Mrs. Cantrell. But I'm still the 7th grade teacher. She's still the 8th grade teacher. So we're responsible for putting in grades, handling discipline. All those types of things are still, if you're 7th grade or you're with me, if you're 8th grade with Mrs. Cantrell.
Yep. So this year, when it comes to your schedule, as you probably figured out in a lot of your classes, we have by teacher individual arrival and dismissal times. So we have posted our arrival times outside of our classroom, so that way you know where, what time you can come into our classroom approximately. You still want to be aware of when people are leaving, so you're leaving space. But we also have individual markers low on the ground, like they're not on the ground, but they're low on the wall. So that way you can space yourselves out while you're waiting for the previous class to be dismissed if you arrive early.
Some of mine are higher.
Okay.
Because I have lockers.
Okay, so you're just gonna find them.
Yeah.
I have little X's on the wall, and Miss Braun has fancy little Hogwarts.
The Rainbow Hogwarts.
Rainbow Hogwarts.
You really can't miss them, okay? You can't miss them. So.
Okay.
Next.
So
before you come, or when you're ready to come to class, and the class before you has dismissed, and let's say that you have to use the restroom because you only have 2 minutes in between classes, we understand that the beginning of class is going to be what we call a soft start. So it'll be a few minutes of fluctuation while people are leaving, people are coming. If you have to use the restroom, please, please, please let us know. So we don't count you as absent. We don't call your past teacher to see where you're at.
Check into the classroom first, leave your book bag and stuff here, and then let us know that you're going to the restroom.
We also might deny you restroom for just a couple minutes. The reason is, in the restrooms this year, you can only have 4 in there at a time. So if we notice a big crowd gathering, we might be like, hey, can you just wait 2 minutes? Once you do leave, even if it's for the bathroom, the clinic, or something like that, we want to try and limit how many people are out of our room. We will put one of these at your seat, just as a visual cue to Mrs. Cantrell and I, that we know that someone is not in the room. And you're going to notice this year that your tables have certain colors and certain numbers. That's how we're going to identify who's gone. It's going to be like, oh, number 2, okay, that's Susie. I know that she's in the bathroom, she's at the clinic, whatever.
Because there's no sign-out sheets this year.
Then there's no agendas.
Yeah.
So that's why you're going to need to definitely communicate with us.
If you are going to the clinic, make sure you let us know what your symptoms are. We have to call down to the clinic first. If it's an emergency, obviously they'll take you right away, but you might have to wait a minute or two, depending on the situation, if the clinic is sort of backed up.
So basically we're asking you guys to have a lot of patience this year too, because there are so many different safety protocols that we have to have. It just won't be, things won't be as instant as what you've probably been used to in the past.
But we will take care of you.
Yes.
Don't worry.
All right, let's talk about the tornado, fire, and safety drills. For both of our classrooms, for fire, we go out, this is called the north wing, right?
Yes.
We go out this way.
So you'll walk past where the cafeteria and past where the tech rooms are and exit out the northernmost doors that takes you out into that parking lot. Keep walking until you hit the grass. And then you will form a single file line with your class.
Yes. And for tornadoes, we go to the boys' locker room. So you're going to go past Mrs. Cantrell's door. You're going to turn right.
Like you're going to the cafeteria.
But keep going. And you go past the gym, and the locker room is the first door on the right after the gym. Go down. We sit close together.
Yeah, and you'll just sit where a teacher directs you to sit.
Safety. We almost have the same safety place. If you're in my class, or in my room, I should say, in case somebody's over here, we are going to go to the back supply closet. It's right behind my drying rack. You can see it very clearly. It has a red frame.
There's also a storage room at the back of my classroom that also has a red frame. So my class, you'll go into that storage room if there's some sort of lockdown situation.
This year, we are continuing to follow the Trojan Way and PBIS expectations. So the rules that are for the whole school are the same rules that are in this classroom.
So in the classroom, you are expected to be on time, stay in your seat, especially important this year, raise your hand if you need something, and respect the learning environment. And our learning environment is a little bit more unique than some of the other classrooms because we have other materials and things that we're dealing with. So you just need to make sure that you're also following all the prescribed protocols that we've laid out.
As far as discipline goes, we are still following those PBIS things too. And the way that the behavior kind of agreement that's between us and you guys is if you have an offense, let's say that you're really defiant to one of us, we are going to give you a warning and we're going to document it on our computer. We have somewhere where we keep track of all that stuff. Let's say within a week you have a second offense. That's when we start to call your families. Then you have a third offense, which would be something like a detention or things like that. And the office would handle that too. Yeah. And then the last one is just, it's an office referral. So it'd be like, hey, you're going straight to the office. Yeah. So this is how we make those decisions. It's honestly, and literally black and white. So there really is no wiggle room to be like, well, I'll give you another chance. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 is how we follow it.
Follow the hierarchy.
And both these things are posted in our classrooms. If you're unsure of behaviors, you need to follow those.
But we're asking you to bring this list of materials every day to class yourself. If you need help getting any of those materials, we have a form that we're going to have you fill out, and you just need to let us know what you're not able to provide yourself so we can help hook you up with those materials. But it is important that you bring those things with you every day in your backpack, so that way if we happen to, on a whim, have to go online, you still have those materials with you. We are also going to be loaning you some materials from the art classroom, such as 2 Sharpies and a watercolor set with a paintbrush. We want to make sure that you are treating those respectfully and responsibly, so that way you return them in the best condition possible after the semester for the next semester to use.
We also are going to be giving you some disposable items. We are giving you an art journal. 8th graders, it's different than the art journal you did in 7th grade. It's not a hardback book. It's recycled papers that are on a smaller scale. For one reason, we don't want you guys to have heavy books inside of your book bag. And for number 2, it's really easy to transport, whether we're face-to-face, hybrid, or virtual. You can always have that art journal with you. So we are expecting you to bring that every single day. There will be some materials that we say, you know what, you don't need that till week 5 or week 6, so you can keep those at home. But your actual art journal that you make, you need to bring every day. We also are asking you to bring your Chromebook every single day. We are not going to do that much on the Chromebook as far as work. We're going to be really hands-on this year, but we are going to have our instruction on the Chromebook. So you need to bring headphones, please, and make sure your Chromebook is charged. So that's... Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I think that's it. The other thing we need to talk about is if you happen to forget your colored pencils or something one day, or you want to borrow some of our markers, we still have those things for you to borrow in the classroom, but we need to make sure that we sanitize those things in between every use. So after you have borrowed a material from our room, it's really important that you put it inside the designated bin that says that it has been used, so that way we know we need to sanitize it.
The last thing that we want to talk about with you guys is because we are working with the art journals this year and we're working kind of small and personal, we're not going to have a chance to display your artwork a lot. So we're really going to use social media to display what we're doing in class and to display your awesome work. So we're going to have more of a digital display case this year.
Exactly.
So we want you to follow us on social media, TJHS Art, and it's the same thing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And now
we also have a YouTube channel. So all the videos that we will be posting on Canvas will also be linked to our YouTube channel, which is TJHS Art.
Which is really great because sometimes the Canvas is known to go down our learning platform. No, of course not. Even times in the past, our Google Classroom hasn't worked, but what always works is YouTube links. So that's also great for your parents to know too, because they are not logged into the same way you are. So if they're like, well, what is Miss Brown or Mrs. Cantrell talking about? They can get on YouTube for that.
Exactly.
Is that it?
Okay, I think that's all.
Let's get to creating!